I'm Bridget.
This is Bridget, my younger sister. She has multiple severe allergies which were discovered periodically throughout her childhood and teenage years. I want to find out more about allergies, as they've always been a big part of our family. Around 1 to 2% of adults have a food allergy, making Bridget, with around 15, very unique. Although for Bridget, it's just a way of life.
So you know I'm doing a documentary about your allergies. It's going to be a day in the life of Bridget Lusk with allergies, and you're going to be filming yourself.
Okay.
With a little handheld camera. So this is it. You just flip this out.
Hello.
So you're going to vlog us.
I'll yourself.
You excited for your day in the life?
Well, it's my life.
So it's just like
So
any
it's
other
just
day.
a day.
Yeah. We just got to remember to actually use that.
I'm sitting down with Bridget and my mum to find out more about her journey with allergies. Bridget has so many allergies and such variety within them, therefore my mum carries a list around with her, just in case.
So I'm going down the list. Tomato, goat's milk, yellow and orange food colouring, natto, benzoate preservatives, plasters, rye, chocolate, citrus fruit, lanolin, washing powders, nalcrom, oranges, loratadine and ranitidine, omeprazole furoate cream, wheat.
Wheat is Bridget's most severe allergy. I've come to see Dr. Saul, her old paediatric allergy consultant, to find out more about allergies.
What is an allergy?
Well, that's a really good question. It's a sort of abnormal response of the body to some usually external protein, but it can sometimes be an internal protein, and it's part of a sort of a disordered immune system. Your immune system has become sensitized to things that it shouldn't be sensitized to. The number one treatment is avoidance.
These photos are taken 3 months apart, with Bridget avoiding wheat for that time. Avoidance was key, as it was life or death.
He said, have a good Christmas, because he said, when's your birthday? And he said, oh, February, yeah. She might make that.
Well, I did.
You did. But, yeah, it was hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. But you survived.
Bridget hasn't always been allergic to wheat. She had severe eczema as a baby and toddler. As this started to die down, it became apparent there was something more serious below the surface. I wanted to know if there was a link here, or was Bridget just unlucky?
The first sign of an allergic tendency in people is often with babies, and they have eczema, dry skin. And we think this is a risk factor because it allows stuff through the skin into the circulation that shouldn't be getting there. Right, so think of it as a house. If somebody comes in through the front door, the mouth, they're probably a goodie, somebody you've invited in. If somebody comes into the house through the window by the garage, like through the skin, they're probably a baddie, right? So the body thinks, it's coming in through the wrong way. It's coming. This stuff is coming in through the skin. It must be a baddie, even though it's not a baddie. And it starts making antibodies against it, and you start developing allergy.
I just woke up. It is 7 o'clock, and today is my day in the life. I take acetylcholine every morning because it's an antihistamine and it lessens my reactions, dampens it down.
We have a lot of rules in our family that other people don't have
Yeah.
to keep you safe. like no wheat ever under the grill. I think over time we realised things like you had to have your own butter because it was like, oh my goodness me, she's just been ill. I've used that butter that's separate. Oh, but there's been knives in, or like. So then we started in the wheaty bit of the kitchen. And the not wheaty bit of the kitchen. Different trays like the black enamel.
Black enamel's wheat free, everything else isn't.
You don't put your knife in a jar unless it's the chocolate spread, which you're allergic to.
Yeah.
The basket in the pantry where
The wheat stuff's in.
the wheat stuff's kept there and the wheat free stuff's there. Like the fact that the wheat free toasty maker goes on top of the wheat toasty maker, so there can never be any dropping down.
Mm-hmm.
So if one contaminates the other, it's going to be the wheat free contaminates the wheat.
I've finished eating now. I'm going to go and finish getting ready and then go to college.
Bridget's allergy to wheat is severe enough to need an EpiPen. She has run into difficulty with this at college.
But the person in charge of the first aid has said, well, we don't do that, that's like a policy in the college. But I can't self-administer it.
You are relying on untrained students to save your life.
What do you think about me having allergies?
What do you think? What? It's not great, is it?
It's not great, no.
It's not great, is it? It's not that great.
How did you guys find out?
I think you told us when we met you.
Yeah, so we were on.
Briefed us on how
I briefed you.
It was
found out about it
when we were
get to
in
know each other
inductions and we had to ask questions and we asked so are any
It
of
was
you
like
guys
3
allergic
facts.
to anything and then you said basically did a whole page.
Poor thing.
I'm just going
She
right,
can't
is there
eat
anything
nothing.
else? We might need another page for this. Like bloody hell, I'm never going to be able to bake you anything. I'm not even kidding, it's literally the first thing I thought.
I remember you saying that.
I can't make for no one, they all gonna die.
So many recipes and no one
It's like you're missing out a bit. Does it make you worry?
It does when you run off to the toilet.
That was one time and nothing happened. What did you think about potentially having to give me my EpiPen?
I was excited.
Me too. When we made the whole plan, this person calls the ambulance, this
we made an
person's
exact
keeping
plan.
calm. This person's stabbing
Right,
her.
Neve is stabbing her because she's really excited about it. May has to call the ambulance.
She will be the one that'll be panicking.
Yeah, I'm the one that's panicking in the corner going, okay, everybody stay calm.
Is it filming? Hi. Are they in it?
Yeah. Because it's Halloween.
My sister is doing a film, but I'm actually allergic to it.
Oh,
Convenient.
Oh yeah. Keep it away from her.
Anaphylaxis is serious breathing difficulties and generalised collapse. If that happens, best treatment is adrenaline, because what adrenaline does is it reverses that. Adrenaline also relaxes the small muscles in the chest and helps with bronchospasm. There's usually some sort of safety on this particular device. The yellow is safety. The person takes the safety out, the needle comes out of that end. They usually give it into the outer part of their thigh, like that, and they count to 10. And they take it out. This sheathes the needle so that it remains safe and it can be discarded. If somebody was using an adrenaline auto-injector, we'd normally expect the ambulance service to be called as well, because it needs the condition needs follow-up really.
Once we knew it was the wheat and you didn't get better in the way you should, I started hearing about Jules Miller then.
Yeah.
So we went to see her. And that was interesting because she thought you'd react to certain things, but you didn't. You reacted to other things.
So I took the academic course that led me to membership of the National Institute of Medical Herbalists. We're trained differently, but similarly to a general practitioner of conventional medicine. But the application and the philosophy is around herbal medicine and nutrition. We have now a lot of empirical knowledge behind herbal medicine, the more recent ability to study the constituents within the plants. We use parts of the plant that are active, so we might use petals or leaf or bark or root, all of those things. within a herbal mixture. I also use within my practice, because I think it's a really, really fantastic diagnostic tool, the use of a muscle test, kinesiology. Hold. Have a rest down. A vigorous reaction, a very definite reaction, yes. That's a lot harder to explain. It is a subtle thing. It's using a muscle that you isolate by positioning the arm in a certain way to read, if you like, the subconscious messages of the body. What I can test is if food reacts, if a pollen reacts, deficiencies in nutrients, viral infection, bacterial infection, fungal infection. So the body reads a food intolerance, a pollen allergy, a presence of an infection as a negative. In response to that substance or a part of that substance, the muscle will weaken.
This is Sarah. Hi. She's around for tea. How long have we've known each other? We were in the same form in year 7.
Mm-hmm. We were.
So we've known each other since we were
10
or 11? 11.
I think it
Because
would-
when
it
our
would have been
birthday's
11.
on, where it would be 11.
Would have been 11. That's a long time.
Yeah. I remember specifically sitting up in French in year 10 or 11, I don't know, we were in Miss Pete's room, and being like, oh, I need a pen. Can you give me a pen? And you were like, you sat opposite me, and you were like, yeah, hang on, and you like went to pass me, and then you were like, oh no, I've had sandwiches at lunch. And I was like, Sarah, that doesn't matter.
Alright.
Just give me the pen.
Alright, but it is scary though, because like at that age I wasn't entirely sure what you were properly allergic to, and like how much of that product that I could like eat before you.
I know, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was just like scared that I was gonna kill you, basically. But nowadays I still kind of like that. When we go to McDonald's and I'm eating like a cheeseburger or something like that, I still get really like scared about where my crumbs are going.
How do people do this? This like hurts your arm. I need you to hold my tea, so I can, because I need the 2 hands. Okay, yeah, that's off.
Do you ever feel like left out in school, not being able to eat the things that everyone else is eating?
All my friends from high school, because I all known you since I was so little, you were all pretty good at like making sure that there was always like something. If there was someone's birthday, Tash always used to make sure that there was a wheat-free cake. So no, but I don't know what it'll be like when
you meet people that don't really know about you.
Yeah.
People's approaches towards Bridget and her allergies haven't always been as thoughtful as Sarah's or her other friends. When Bridget was 8, she had to move schools due to the staff's attitude towards her and her allergies.
When we didn't know you were allergic to wheat,
Then
but you were being
the
ill,
school not.
and school was saying, don't tell her she's ill and then she won't be. That was rubbish. Well, when you were saying I've got pains, they were saying, no, you haven't.
Why would I be lying about the fact that I haven't pains?
And then because you'd lost more than a quarter of your body weight, you were dangerously ill then, and so if you were ill you had to go to the hospital because your systems can fail. So I went to the head and I said, we were at the hospital yesterday, and before I could say the hospital have said and get it out, she was, now you've got to stop making this up. There's nothing wrong with her. If you didn't tell her she was ill, then she would be fine. And I said, no, she's really ill.
But I was visibly
But
ill.
I
don't
was
get
so
how
upset
they
about-
Didn't.
I cried. Of course I cried.
Yeah.
Because I'd just been told on December the 4th, this was December the 5th, that you might not live till Christmas.
Throughout her life, Bridget has had to deal with people's ignorance towards her allergies, and unfortunately, it is sometimes coupled with not wanting to understand in the first place. This can be hard to deal with, but Bridget is resilient and rises above it.
Stop laughing at me. Oh.
Sarah's going now. Bye. Bye. I don't think having allergies is like an awful thing to have. As like the main medical thing going on in your life. I don't think of it as like a problem. It's like having brown hair and brown eyes or needing to have a brace. It's just a thing that is a fact about my life. I don't know. I think some other people it probably justify me. Like people who don't know me, just like who've been in my classes at school. They're probably like, hey, she's the one with allergies. I think I've had it since I was so young that it's not a thing. It is a thing, but it's not a thing to me.